How many people who choose to become a coach become successful? The truth is, very, very few. And in today's video, I'm going to be explaining why that is and why or what you need to do if you want to become a successful coach. So if this is of interest, then you want to listen very carefully to this video, because I'm going to be spelling out the truth from my own observation as someone who's become a successful coach and seen so many other people struggle in becoming it. Also, as an outcome of having directly coached numerous people to also having now become successful coaches. So if this is something you want to learn, and you want to learn what it's really going to take for you to succeed as a coach, a transformational coach or a mentor, then stay tuned. I am Dan Warburton, a transformational coach who's known for having enabled thousands of entrepreneurs and business owners to succeed in extraordinary ways. I've also got web spaces full of testimonials backing this up, and I'm often invited to speak to audiences of thousands around the world about what transformation makes possible. I now get to live an extraordinary lifestyle, and I want you to be able to experience the same. The truth is, so many people try becoming a coach, a mentor, and so many of them fail. Why is this? Okay, if you look at the basic psychology of a human, if there's such a thing as basic, it's the most unbelievably complex thing in the world. But to simplify it, if we look at the objective of the reptilian part of our brain, it's to make us survive, to have us survive and only survive. And that part of our brain is completely in action, constantly, all the time, to enable us to survive. Now, when you become a coach, what you're doing is you're literally learning how to challenge that part of somebody's brain. So in other words, what somebody has done again and again and again to stay safe, whether that be overeating food, and whether that be staying in the same 9-to-5 job, whether that may be avoiding success or avoiding failure, and all these things that they've done their whole life, they've done purely to be safe, to maintain a world or a realm in which they felt safe in. Now, if you come along as a coach and you start to awaken somebody into realizing or seeing that they're living a diminished experience of what's really possible for them as a human being, or if you begin to have people realize how their life and the results in their life is their responsibility and nobody else's, which is only where all power and effectiveness arises from, people are going to start getting challenged. People are not going to want to listen. People are going to want to walk away. And what happens is as human beings, we need to start saying things that no one else has ever had the courage to say to those human beings to really become successful. Like, we need to start saying to people, if you continue doing what you're doing now, do you get the impact that this is having on you and your life? And do you get what your life is going to look like going forwards? Can you see how you'll never succeed? Can you see how you're headed for failure? Can you see that until you awaken out of the cause of this, your life is always going to be quite disastrous and disorganized? And these are things that nobody's got the courage to tell anybody else. Yet, as somebody who's really committed to growing, to really creating and living an extraordinary lifestyle, I'm only interested to hear that level of honesty, not only from coaches and mentors, but from my friends, family, and everyone else. And I get really bored of people saying, oh, you're so great. Oh, you're good at this, you're good at that. And I mean, yeah, of course, my ego gets flattered by it. And I certainly feel acknowledged and empowered to keep doing what I'm doing. But it doesn't enable me to grow. It doesn't enable me to excel or to look at what's missing in my practice or what I could do better. And so it's really ineffective communication that I receive from a lot of people. Now, if you're going out there in the world and
you're avoiding being honest with people, you're avoiding being this straight with people, then what happens is you end up just becoming somebody else that just makes noise when you speak and doesn't give anything of particular value to the people around you. And this is where and why most people fail as a coach. To become a coach, you're going against the grain of society. You're going against the grain of people's thinking. You're going against the way people are wired in their minds. You're literally taking on a commitment to prove people wrong in the way that they think, or should I say to prove them ineffective in the way that they think, so that they can snap out of what they're doing, wake up out of it, and then get the ridiculousness of what they're doing, or the ineffectiveness of the actions and the unfulfilling future that they're headed towards, and through enabling them to awaken to that, then to break out of it, take new actions and create a new future. And to do that, quite frankly, to do that, you need to be absolutely in your power, able to hold real eye contact. You need to be able to be with people that are getting angry, that are reacting, that are feeling confronted, that are walking out, slamming doors, that are calling you names, that are calling you all these things. And this is why most people never make it as a coach, because most coaches, most people who want to be coaches, haven't got the courage or the tenacity or the focus to do the work that's needed to enable them to become that peaceful and that still, to be able to speak truthfully to others and then to be with whatever reaction they get back. And it's only when you, as a coach, or whoever wants to become a coach, has the ability to be with any communication, any reply from their clients or from another human being, and be able to stay in a place of love, kindness and compassion, is when they're going to be effective at coaching. Anything less than that, the minute a coach reacts, the minute a coach gets angry or gets frustrated, they've lost it. They've lost the ability to powerfully guide that human being through what they're dealing and out into a new future. This is why most people fail in coaching. And now you can see what you need to go through if you're going to become a successful coach. There's many amazing training bodies out there. The training that, for instance, I take my clients through is I guide them to get in coaching conversations and then to see where they lose their train of thought. And then I help them retrace, why did you lose your train of thought? What was the worry? What was the way of thinking that got in the way of you not being effective at guiding them with the next question? Because whenever that happens, it's always a cause of something that we're subconsciously surviving or not dealing with. And I take people through a consistent, deep transformational process to enable them to actually become a coach. And now I've got a series of clients who have succeeded in amazing ways. And I love seeing people become coaches and then go out there and serve the world powerfully. But I've heard so many people say, I'm going to be a coach, I'm a coach. And now I look them up online. I research like their Facebook page or a professional website they've had made, and they still haven't got any testimonials. From what I can see, they're not working with anyone at all. They're not coaching anyone at all, and they've just given up and drifted back into doing whatever it was that they were doing before, whether it's an unfulfilling job or being an entrepreneur. One guy I know, absolutely incredible guy, really skilled in business. He could mentor the socks off anyone because he's built up multi-million-pound businesses and multiple of them. Yet he just feels so confronted by owning his skill and his power because he's got such stories that run him that he can't just effectively give advice to others in exchange for payment. So that's sad, and that's just the way it is. So even when people are at a high level of accomplishment, they quite often still can't seem to become a successful coach. It really takes something. It takes tenacity, it takes commitment, and it takes doing it again and again and again, and offering our coaching again and again and again, and enabling people to have breakthroughs and then consistently have breakthroughs, and then for that word to get out that we're causing those breakthroughs, for us to own it, tell other people about it, consistently keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. At least a year, at least 2 years to really begin having solid money coming in and never need to work and do anything else. I personally became a professional coach only within 3 months of committing to it, but that's because I'd spent around about 15 years in self-development, transformational work, learning leadership and all these things. So when I committed to it, I found my nature in it. So that's why most people never become successful as a coach, and that is what you need to do if you want to become a coach. If you learned something new, then hit that like button, because that will enable me to rank these videos and I can impact the lives of so many more people. And this is part 3 of a 5-part series. If you want to see the other 2 videos and some other series that I'm launching soon, then do hit that subscribe button, and remember, dream the dream, choose the dream, live the dream. Cheers.